You're totally fine. I just don't want to be rude to you. Alrighty, guys. For those of you who are online, thank you so much for joining me. I was gonna say, I was like, I just didn't want to be rude and talking in the background. Isn't that the word? That's why I'm like, no, like if you need to stay on the phone, like if you want to step away, like I'm not offended. What we are gonna do today is we are just gonna dive into Keller Williams Valentine resources together. So we're gonna take a look at kwbresources.com. And really, we're just taking a deeper dive on our website, identifying what tools we have access to, where those tools are located. So hopefully it makes the navigating this web page and some of those first few weeks and months here at KW Valentine much easier. So for anybody who is joining online today, feel free to unmute yourselves and ask questions. Drop your questions in the chat, whatever you feel is most appropriate. But you guys are welcome to, of course, ask questions throughout this process today. I always know I struggle to remember my questions by the end of class. So if you do have any, please feel free to shout them out. I'm happy to stop. I'm also happy to slow down. I do tend to talk fast, so hopefully y'all can keep up with me today. I also might go a little fast because I do have like a good bit of work still waiting for me on my desk. But I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible for you guys. First and foremost, before we dive in, I want to make sure everyone's aware that on our website, there are several ways to get to the same information. So I always try to highlight the most convenient way to access that information. And that way for you guys, I'm not trying to give you a really complicated process. So for those of you who can, if you're online, you can go ahead and watch where we're going. Anybody obviously in person, you're welcome to follow along, or you're welcome just to watch on the screen. Whatever works best for your learning style is perfect for me. So the very first thing we are going to look at today is we are going to actually look at the new agent button. Again, we're at kwbresources.com, and we are going to hit this new agent button here at the front door, if you will. When we click on new agents, it will take us to a section that is culminating a lot of helpful information for you guys as our new agents. So on the left-hand side here, you're going to see a button that's underneath this Getting Started section. It will say Learn More. If we select the Learn More option, what it will do is it's going to take us to a helpful handout or cheat sheet, if you will, that breaks down the onboarding process, makes it a little bit more clear who you may be hearing from, at what point you may be hearing from them, and just makes it a little bit more straightforward in terms of all the steps involved in onboarding. Almost everybody on this phone call or a part of this event today, you guys have all completed the onboarding process, which is very exciting. So for those of you who've gone all the way through the onboarding process, you are actually going to find that there will be a section at the bottom here called Things You Can Do Immediately. For the things that you can do immediately, there are going to be a few bullet points, one of which is we are going to explore the KWB Resources website together. We're going to take another look at the office calendar together, although many of us got introduced to it already. We are going to talk a little bit more about Ignite. For those of you who don't know, we are currently running Ignite right now. It's going to actually wrap up on October 1st, but our Ignite sessions are it's a 20-session program. It's run 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Friday, and it's taught by top producing agents right here in this office. And we will always tell you guys, as new agents, Ignite is going to be one of the best trainings that we have to offer for helping to build a strong foundation, because we know oftentimes, again, when we leave real estate school, we don't always feel like we know what we're doing as real estate agents at that point. So we like to help fill in some of those gaps by having conversations about how to hold your open houses, how to get contract to close, qualifying those buyers and sellers. Actually, I think qualifying buyers and sellers is your next class, by the way. But so Ignite is going to be a very, very powerful program that we highly, highly encourage for our brand new agents to attend. If you're not already in it, we will bring it back up in person on November 7th, I believe is when we launch again next. And then for anybody who's dual career, hopefully you guys already have been able to jump into some of the Ignite After Dark sessions that are offered. Those are evening Zoom sessions. If you do not have Ignite After Dark information, please shoot me an email and I will make sure you have what you need to hook up with that so that you're still getting that information at a time that works well for you. Underneath that, we are just talking about some key Facebook groups that I will introduce you guys to as well, and then also attending office meetings, which all of you guys are already doing a fantastic job with, so thank you all for being part of that. But after we have taken a little more of a glance at this sheet here, I'm actually going to take us right back to the new agent button that we were on. So KWB resources, the new agent button on the page. Now we're going to take a look at the basic training side of things. If you guys select learn more on this side, it's going to take you to the Scott Leroy Marketing website. So Scott Leroy Marketing, for those of you who don't know, they are the company that actually helps you guys to put together all of your KW technology as brand new agents. So they've put everything together for you. They've shared all your login information with you, and everybody should have access to that at this point in time. If you've not already seen this email come through or you don't know what I'm talking about, again, feel free to email me. I'll make sure that you have that information front and center. But the Scott Leroy support does not stop there. They're actually a continued resource that you guys are able to lean into. And that starts where we're looking at their webpage right now. I usually point out just a couple items on their page that they may be able to assist you with further down the line. But if you guys do ever have questions, again, you guys can explore their website a little bit more thoroughly. While we're looking at their page, though, because we happen to land right here where that lovely search bar is, if you guys were to search, obviously it will pull up anything on their webpage that pertains to the keywords that you're asking or that you're typing in. So one of which I always mention is QR codes. I know they're very popular right now, and I know that not everybody's aware of how they can go about creating QR codes on their own. So if you guys are looking for some additional support with that, you actually can lean into the Scott Leroy marketing team for something that simple. All you have to do is search QR code right here in this little search field. It will pull up a QR code form that you can then fill in key information, specifically who you are, what email address works best for you, and then share the link you're looking to tie to that QR code. And the Scott Leroy team will actually send you back a QR code, usually within the hour, for free. And then you guys can go ahead and add that to whatever marketing piece you may be working on. So that's an easy way to exercise some of the leverage that the Scott Leroy partnership we have has to offer to you as an agent. But in addition to that, you'll also find that they've got lots of great information right here at the top of their page. Excuse me. You'll find under agent resources, this is actually just showing as a button right now rather than a drop down menu. However, if you guys select the agent resources tab at the top, it will ask you for a market center number. So if you guys can include our market center number in this section, it will actually open up to additional resources because it will then recognize our partnership with Scott Leroy Marketing. So for those of you who don't know, our market center number is 350. So you'll just type in 350 and then hit login, and it will immediately recognize the KW Ballantine partnership and it will show you additional resources. Again, you've probably seen the number 350 probably numerous times at this point, and now it all makes sense as to why. But on the Scott Leroy page, you'll notice now that the agent resources has become a drop-down menu. In that drop-down menu, you actually can find tons of fantastic information. So you'll find that they do have their own training calendar. Again, they are focusing on all things KW technology. So for those of us who, again, have maybe more complex schedules or are really looking for specific topics related to the KW technology, you are easily able to link up to their training calendar by selecting it in that menu. and it will take you to their live calendar for the month of September, and you'll be able to see all the live sessions that they're leading as the Scott Leroy team. So they actually will do live classes Monday through Friday from 1 to 2 o'clock, and they're live Zoom calls that you guys can hop on. They rotate their topics. So again, for those of us who are looking for something specific to learn about, and you prefer, again, that live training style, we always recommend live trainings. This is an easy way for you guys to access additional tech opportunities. All you have to do is click on the event, get a little bit more information about what that topic is, and then easily you can hop onto that Zoom session and participate in the meeting. Again, totally free for you guys. So think of this as a supplement to the trainings that are already offered here in the Market Center. We do tech trainings from 1 to 2 o'clock every Tuesday. Jules and Leah also run a marketing mastermind on Thursday afternoons in person and through Zoom. Their class, actually, we're trying to shift it forward just a hair and make it 12:30 to 1:30 rather than 1 to 2 o'clock. So be on the lookout for more info on that. But then in addition to those two opportunities each week right here in the office, you also have this as a bonus to go alongside it. So I know they're rotating their topics regularly. So if you're looking to learn about maybe Facebook ads and how to create one, but you can see that next week they're talking about maybe if they're doing strategic email marketing, you're like, well, shoot, that's just not the topic I was looking for. Always cross-reference the Scott Leroy calendar just to see if you guys can hop into that training that you are looking for at a better time, so that the information is constantly timely and useful to you. So this is their training calendar, guys. And again, please take advantage of it. They offer such great information. And actually, Jules and Leah did get their background with the Scott Leroy team. So you know that they are equally knowledgeable both ways there. Also, under the Agent Resources tab, I have recently started telling you guys there is a section called Marketing Support. I do encourage, I don't have enough time usually as part of this class to dive really far into that with you, but please, in your free time, take a look at the marketing support that's offered through Scott Leroy Marketing, because a lot of times they really can do they can do an extra step for you just to help make your life easier. If you guys can send them information on your listing, if you can send them the property address and some basic information, especially before it necessarily goes live, they can create listing flyers and marketing materials for you prior to that going live so that you can share it right away. You just need to be able to provide them information and give them a good little time frame to work with of maybe a day or so, so that they can get that information back to you. Same with open houses. You guys can lean into them for additional support. They are happy to help, and that is a free tool for you. So take a look at the different services they offer as concierge. They are free, and they can help you guys a lot in those first few weeks and first few months that you're getting started. So do me that favor this weekend or next week. Please take a deeper dive into the marketing support that Scott Leroy offers you, because I promise you, you'll find something cool that you'll love to take advantage of. Outside of those agent resources, the other piece that I will always mention to you guys is actually this store option here on the far right. If you select store, it's actually going to take you to agentstore.com. Anybody who's asked me about business cards, this is always where I recommend going. So some of you may already be familiar with agentstore.com, but this is one that I think is invaluable because, again, they offer pre-done templates, which is fantastic. So if you're not super, super creative naturally, or you're just looking like, I just got to get these business cards like tomorrow, if you are in that boat, you're looking to get those cards ordered, you can easily find pre-done templates for Keller Williams, and it actually will autofill some of the information pertaining to our market center. So at that point, all you have to do is you just have to go in and you have to then add your specific information, maybe your photo as well, but you still have some customization opportunities with that business card. It just makes that design process much simpler for a lot of people. They also do offer things like name tags and different pieces of that nature. I'm trying to think like different swag. I don't want to say swag, but marketing for you guys as agents. You can get tablecloths. You can get lots of cool stuff through Agent Store. I just usually recommend them initially for those business cards because not only are they quick and easy, they also offer competitive pricing. I know for me, a few years back, I was able to get 500 of them for just $39. So very cost effective for you guys who are looking to get that done. Before you do order those business cards, again, if we've not yet had a conversation about that individually, I always want to make sure you are aware if you are North Carolina licensed and you are a provisional broker status, you are required to get Tasha Viney. She's our BIC associate. You are required to get Tasha's approval on your business card design before you go ahead and get those ordered and printed. So I tell you that now because I want to make sure, of course, that she is looking things over. She is telling you for certain that yes, you have everything you need on there and nothing that you don't. And then after she has given you that approval, you know you can safely make that purchase and you will not end up buying anything that you find out later you cannot use. So please, please, please consult with Tasha, especially my provisional brokers. You will be required to do that. Her contact information is easily located on our home page. We'll come across it here shortly, but also please know that Tasha does have an office here. She's actually in the back hallway, further back on this side of the office, and she's here 3 days a week. We'll find her office hours posted as well, but you can easily get in touch with Tasha just for a quick approval of that card, and then you may order it accordingly. So Agent Store is always a great recommendation. You are not limited to it. You can, of course, do Canva, Vistaprint, whatever you want, but Agent Store is always a good starting point. Beyond that, we are just circling back to KWB resources. There is a quick list of Facebook pages I always encourage you guys to join. So you'll find here that we've got the first one listed as an internal Facebook page just for KWB. Everybody that I've ever onboarded, if you were all the way through that process, you should have gotten a welcome email from me with some rainbow balloons to congratulate you. Underneath those balloons, there is a link to join this private Facebook group. So you should already have access to it if you've not already joined. But on this Facebook page, it's incredible because you will find that our agents are constantly in conversation with each other. There's lots of collaboration happening, lots of opportunities available to you guys to get your foot in the door, like open houses, showing assistance. So lots of ways for you as a new agent to get plugged in. I'm also always on this page as well, talking about the upcoming trainings and events. So that way you guys are always in the know of what's happening here in KWB, so you can be part of all the action. But this is going to be a private and internal group specific to you as our agent base and us as your leadership team and nobody else. So safe space, you guys can have lots of conversation in there. People are constantly helping each other out. If you're ever looking for a referral partner, a vendor recommendation, lots of conversations happening on that page all the time in similar topics. Below that, you'll also find we have another Facebook group. It's for KW Valentine. It actually is going to be our vendor-specific Facebook group. So this is another private group that you can request to join. It is going to be our agent base, our leadership team, and also our preferred vendor program. So actually, not all KW offices are created equal. We are one of the KW offices that does have a preferred vendor program, meaning that we have agents who've told us, hey, we worked with so-and-so, this home inspector, and we absolutely love them. They did a fantastic job. This window installer, anybody that you may come across as a vendor in your world that you've had a fantastic relationship with or fantastic experience with, they are vetted vendors by other agents in our office that have then gone on to join our vendor program. So they are all all vendors that you actually can trust, are reputable in the services or products that they offer. They can help you and your clients. So if you're looking, especially as a new agent, if you don't necessarily have a contact in mind already for a vendor in a certain industry, you can always go to our private Facebook group to find a lot of those vendors. They're talking about the promotions that they're running. They're talking about new services that they're offering, different ways that you guys can get connected. You can also easily search within that Facebook page for specific industries to have those vendors populate. And then my favorite thing is that always you guys can find them on a spreadsheet as well, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. But again, just reliable individuals you know you could reach out to and trust that they'll do a great job. And as you guys also are building relationships with some wonderful vendors, please feel free to send them our way. We would be happy to help them along into joining our vendor program. Below those two pages, you will find Charlotte Area Realtor Network and the KW Carolinas region. Neither of these pages are managed by our specific office, but the Charlotte Area Realtor Network obviously connecting you with other agents in the Charlotte area, not specific to a certain brokerage. And then the KW Carolinas region, this is going to be a page dedicated to KW agents within North and South Carolina. Hold on a second, I'm just gonna mute. So we are talking about agents in North and South Carolina in Keller Williams offices spread across both states. So if you guys are looking to join and make referral partners out in different areas, maybe you've got some clients that are talking about purchasing a vacation home out of the beach, you're not currently affiliated with a board out there, so you're not able to do the transaction yourself, but you feel more comfortable working with another KW agent, it's an easy way for you guys to start building relationships with referral partners. The other fantastic thing about the KW Carolinas region is that just like our office offers different trainings and events, events. The Carolinas region also offers different trainings and events for all KW agents in North and South Carolina. Because they're looking for a particular training or opportunity, the region brings in some fantastic speakers, and they do these events all over the Carolinas. So you guys very well might be able to dedicate a weekend trip. You can go out to the beach, you can do some great masterminds, attend some great networking opportunities hosted by the region, and it's great because then it's a write-off too. Like, it's just a win-win. So again, fantastic opportunity if you guys are looking to get connected with other agents in the region or just be aware of those upcoming trainings and events. The KW Carolinas region has their own private Facebook group as well. Below that, we are coming across this section called Kellerisms. Kellerisms, guys, this is just going to be a handout that you can select. It will break down the language and the terminology that you hear in Keller Williams. If you are not quite familiar with some of the terms that are getting thrown around and you're like, ooh, I don't know what that means, but I don't want to ask, you can easily click on that handout. It will break down all that unique terminology and put it into real world terms. So that way it's much more easy for you guys to understand the conversations that you're hearing. I know most of us are familiar with what capping means or refers to, but obviously for any of us who may be wondering about what a 145 is, that's a little less intuitive. You're not quite able to interpret that one by the context. So if you're like, well, what's a 145? That's stuff like that will be broken down in that handout there. So you, of course, can always ask your leadership team. You don't have to be shy. And if you're doing this late at night, feel free to check the handout. And then a little bit lower, we're talking about some tech resources available to you on demand. Answers.kw.com. This is one I've introduced you guys to already very briefly, but this is going to be a website you can navigate to. Answers.kw.com is a frequently asked question website. It is a knowledge base dedicated to your KW technology. So if you're working on Command, you're working on DocuSign, you're working on your KW website, and you're just not quite sure how to take the next step forward, you guys can search keywords related to whatever you are working on within this website. Helpful articles will pop right up, and that way you can easily navigate to the next step. In addition to that, you'll also find that there is another sister site to this that we've not yet talked about, and that's called ideas.kw.com. So as you guys are working with your KW technology, if you're realizing like, okay, great, I love this feature, I just kind of wish it was available on this other page as well. We want to make sure that Command is the most user-friendly platform and one that makes your lives easier, not harder, that makes your workflow nice and efficient. So if you guys ever have feedback or suggestions about how to improve Command, they're constantly unveiling new updates to try and make that the best platform available to you. So anytime you guys have feedback, you can go to ideas.kw.com, you can pop in your feedback, and then Labs is constantly looking at this information before they unveil a new update. So you very well may see some of your suggestions come to life. There is also a way for you to easily download Ignite materials. Usually I've sent those to you guys by now, but if anyone has been going through Ignite and doesn't have those materials, please email me so I can send them to you, or click that button right there to get access to what you need. And then a little bit lower, an access point to the training calendar. I told you guys already there's a lot of ways to get to the same info, but I'm going to show you the easiest way, so we're going to bypass it here. And lastly, there is an easy way for you guys to book conference rooms. So here in this office, as you may already know, we have 5 different conference rooms available to you guys for use. All of these are communal workspaces. So again, if you're collaborating with others, meeting for consultations, meeting with your coach, ideally more than one person, you are welcome to use our conference room spaces. It's free resources for you to use. And we just ask that to make sure they are on rotation all the time and available to agents who need them, that you guys reserve that time for 2 hours or less, just so again they can be available for other use. But we do have varying capacities. We've got small conference rooms and large conference rooms. The easiest way to go about booking one of those rooms, because we do ask you to register just to make sure everyone knows if they've got a reservation and if they're going to have any conflicts at all. Use the register button right here, guys. This will take you to a website called Skeda. You can make a quick login, and then after you've made that login, it should allow you access to view all the current reservations, and that way you can easily drag and drop your own in between. At the top of the sheet that will open up, it will tell you the name of the particular conference room and the capacity that it holds. So it makes it easier for you guys to determine if that's the right room for what you're trying to do. And then in addition to those, you'll also find that we've got 2 focus rooms on the far right of that spreadsheet. The focus rooms are actually just outside what would be the back door of our training room. It's blocked off right now with this wall. But the back door of our training room, we've got 2 focus rooms, and they are just single desk office spaces so that you guys could have some additional privacy, especially if you guys are actively trying to lead gen. If you're like me, Obviously, I'm very social. I get distracted easily out in the hub. So if you were looking for some privacy, either to take a private phone call, just to do some lead gen, you guys can book those rooms as well for 2 hours just to have an independent workspace with a closed door. And then after the focus rooms on the very far right, you'll also find an easy way to book our media room, which is one of the newest features that we love to highlight right now. If you guys are interested at all in filming content, creating podcast-like videos or anything similar, we've also got a green screen in there. We've got tons of cool technology that's available to you to use in our media room for free. The best way to go about that is we will ask that you book some media room training. There's 2 sessions you'll need to sit through with Rob Miller, our tech coordinator, to understand how that equipment works. You can actually click this button up here. You'll see it says media room training. Book with him to get those training sessions underway. And then after you've gone through both sessions on that SCETA website, you will be able to then book the media room for your own personal recording sessions. But again, that was our new agent button. I promise it always takes me a good bit to go through the homepage, but I promise we go much faster as we get further in. So that was our new agent button. As we scroll through, you're going to come across a staff directory, just highlighting our leadership team, letting you know who we are and what we do and how you can best reach us. So making it very easy for you guys to get in contact with each of us. Also, you should have a handout containing the same information. But below that, you are going to find that we do also have a section called Getting Paid with Command. These are 2 fantastic videos that Leah created a while back that are frequently asked for. So for those of us who are making sure initially, I know in several of your packets, there was a QR code I would have highlighted, and I would have told you this is where to get started with the KW technology. But if you missed that QR code or you are still looking to connect your DocuSign and your Command account, the bottom of these 2 videos is going to walk you through everything you need to do to make sure your Command and your DocuSign accounts are talking to each other the way they ought to be. And that way, when you guys are working with clients, it's easy for your forms to populate where they should be. The workflow is much more efficient. So again, please watch that video when you have a chance. It's about 25 minutes in total, but it will walk you through that entire piece. Above that, we also have another video, and it is on submitting commission requests within KW Command. So for those of you who are under contract officially on that first transaction, yay, we're getting a little bit further in. We're getting ready for that closing. We've gone under contract. We do ask you guys as agents to submit commission requests within Command. This allows us as your leadership team to be aware of the upcoming closing, specifically Lynn Davis, our MCA. So she can go through your commission request, make sure everything looks accurate, and that way she can expect that check to come in the mail, expect you to drop it off, and then she can make sure that everything is set so that you guys can be paid the next business day, as long as your files have been approved by Carla Kettler, our compliance coordinator. So as you guys are working through your transactions, you will be asked to upload each document into Command. Carla will be carefully sifting through, kind of checking your files as you go through the transaction, making sure that if you miss a signature here or there, she's notifying you guys to go ahead and reach back out to your clients and get that updated. Then by the time that you guys have closed, or are closing, I should say, you've gone under contract, you've got that commission request in there. When the closing happens, if Carla says all your files look good and you've submitted that commission request and Lynn's approved of it as well, you guys can be paid next business day. So be aware of that. Well, I should say, our bank cutoff is 5 o'clock. So as long as you get the check into us by usually 3:30, 4 o'clock, she can get you paid next business day. If the check comes in 5 o'clock, it might be cutting it a little close. But again, these videos are here just to help you guys out with some of those more simple steps that you might not need right now, but you may need later on. We want to make sure that your technology is working for you. And that way you have no delays when it comes to getting paid, because that's just the worst. As we scroll a little bit further, there's also a section called Office Calendar. This I know we would have reviewed together, so I feel a little comfortable going a slight bit faster through this piece. But as you may recall, even when this widget is displaying all of this wonderful information, I find it personally difficult to read what is posted here. So my recommendation will always be to use the full calendar view. When you do that, it opens up nice and big. It makes it very easy for you to visualize what's coming up in the Market Center. As you can see, it's always something. All you guys have to do is click on the particular event, like today's class. You'll find a full description associated with that class. If it's something available to you at all on Zoom, the Zoom link will always be shared. If it's something that is offered in person and we are asking you guys to reserve a seat for it, you'll always find the registration link featured as well. Ideally, making it very easy for you guys to identify the trainings that you want to participate participate in, and making it very easy for you guys to go ahead and reserve your seat if at all necessary, or just marking your calendar so you're ready to participate in that training when it comes up. So whatever may be most appropriate based off what you read through. And also please know that it's very rare to find invite only opportunities on our calendar. Usually it's going to be open to any and every agent who would appreciate that conversation. So if you are interested at all in what you're seeing on the calendar, please join us. We would love to have you. And if you ever have questions on what you see here, please reach out to me. I am more than happy to give you some additional information. I do a lot of work with this calendar, so I can kind of fill in some gaps if there are any at all. And the last thing I would mention to you when relating to our calendar is please don't forget that at the bottom left-hand corner, there's an easy button that allow you to copy our calendar directly onto yours. And this way, again, if you guys are struggling to remember, like, what is that website she said to go to and how do I get to the calendar, you guys could easily just make it so it's already showing on your Google Calendar. And the best part is you can see it when you want to, but you can hide it when it's too much, because there are days that this is too much, and I know that, and that's okay. So hide it when it's no longer being helpful, but show it to yourself when you are looking for upcoming events. But easy way for you guys to get involved and plugged in. So please join us. A little bit lower, just highlighting some of the recurring trainings and meetings that you'll find on the calendar. We do have ALC meetings. We have an agent leadership council that gets together once a month. They are trusted with some great decisions on behalf of the agents here at KW Ballantyne. So we always look for agent voices, which is why we refer to those as your representatives. We also in our ALC meetings are having higher level business masterminds. We encourage you guys to sit in on at least one of those meetings. It's purely observing. You guys are actually just going to be spectators for that and allow them to hold the floor, but you can hear some great discussion. You'll also see that we have team meetings offered the second and fourth Tuesday. These are high energy, lots of value. This room is honestly usually packed out, even when it's wide open. But in our team meetings, those are in person and through Zoom. Robin is always featuring an agent panel. She is having some special guests come speak to you. We are always doing something very, very high energy and incredible conversation, because Robin knows, especially, that for you guys to dedicate an hour out of your businesses, we want to make sure that we are giving you something valuable in return for your time. So we are always having great conversations. Outside of our team meeting, we also will offer a small vendor fair. So we invite some of our strategic vendor partners to hang out in the hub area. So that way, when you guys exit the meeting, you can pop by and actually introduce yourselves to several of them, start building relationships, see what they have to offer to you and your clients. Oftentimes, they also do bring yummy treats, just the FYI, which is not a loss. So it's really a great opportunity for you guys to get tons of fantastic information. We're getting updates from Tasha as your big associate. We're getting updates from Jules and Leah on your technology. So great, great conversation always happening in those team meetings, and we would love to have you for those as well. And lastly, you'll find that there's Tech Tuesday classes being offered every single Tuesday. Those are focused specifically, again, on the KW technology. It's going to focus on Command and DocuSign specific based questions. Jenna Kelly will actually lead those classes, and they are offered in person and online. So you can find them on our calendar. And I would encourage you guys to participate in classes like that, because it will help you to learn your technology even ahead of when you'll need it. And that way, by the time you guys do need it, you already know how to use it at a high level. Below, you will come across the information for Sabra Romeo and Tasha Viney, our wonderful BIC and our BIC associate. Sabra actually, unfortunately, is not in the office very often, which is why we have the wonderful support of Tasha Viney. But Sabra's mother is 102 years old. And so Sabra actually helps to care for her mom, which is why she's not physically here, but she is always available through phone and email. So please reach out to her if you ever need her. Specifically, we try to prioritize anytime it's a legal matter that's concerning that you need to reach out to Sabra over. That is the best times to consult with her, because Tasha Viney is equally knowledgeable and she can handle a lot more of those administrative, maybe less time sensitive questions as well. Certain things obviously do need Sabra's eyes, but anytime that you feel it's maybe something that Tasha could help out with, you are welcome to reach out to Tasha. She, again, will be able to help guide you guys through a lot. And if she's not, she will help refer you back to Sabra herself. So Tasha's going to be fantastic to work with. Again, contact information for both of these fantastic ladies, as well as Tasha's office hours, so you know when you may come across her just by popping by her office. Our leadership team here is open door policy, so if any of us are ever available to you, all you have to do is stop by. If our door is open, you are welcome to ask us a quick question. And underneath that, I always feel so silly this time of year because I know we're nowhere near June. But when the time comes and you guys have to renew your license for maybe the first time, or maybe it's another time that you've done it before, but hey, let me just make sure I'm in good standing. There's going to be some fantastic handouts here that you can click on, just reminding you guys what you are required to have come the renewal period and how to check your own records on CE, making sure you paid your fees, all the things. So it's just going to make it a little bit easier, make you feel a little bit more confident come that renewal period that you've done everything you have to. And then there's also a great little sheet as well on SCNC reciprocity. So if you're any of my South Carolina licensed agents looking to get their North license, that's a great handout that will walk you through what that looks like for reciprocity. And then we do come across our fantastic ALC. So again, I told you we have an agent leadership council, each of which these are top producing agents in our office who are representing you guys as our agent body. They actually have their own focal points by representing different committees here in the office. So each of these wonderful individuals is helping to ensure that Ballantyne is the best place to call home by focusing on these individual niches. Amber Byers is part of our growth committee, so she's helping the market center and you by growing your downline. So growing the market center with new agents, helping you guys to grow your downlines. So if you're interested in really taking advantage of profit share, maximizing those opportunities, talk to Amber. She's got lots of fantastic scripts. She's got lots of opportunities for you to get in front of agents. And that way you guys can start building your own profit share. We also have Irene. She is focusing on the KW Cares and Culture Committee. So, really, the heart and the culture of this office, what makes it feel like family from the very beginning moments you walk in the door. Irene's focus is specifically on that. KW Cares is also our charitable arm. So, making sure that we have funds available to help our agents in need, whether that's on a local level or on a national level. You guys will hear actually, especially now that you're with KW, you'll hear that during disaster relief efforts, a lot of times KW Cares is sending Mack trucks with generators before even FEMA. So we are very proud of the KW Cares efforts, both again on a national level and in this own office. So please be aware of the fantastic opportunities there. And if you have questions on KW Cares, just let us know. We'd be happy to share more. Social committee, Lindsay Peg Fox, she's really focusing on all the fun extra events that we bring into the office, things that get you guys out, things that get you networking, mingling, and just different things. We did a KWB Family Fun Day. We had lots of food trucks. We had lots of lawn games. We had prizes. We had a DJ, like different things like that, different social hours. That's Lindsay's focus, trying to get us to help build community within ourselves. So she's fantastic. If you guys have interest in any of these topics, feel free to reach out to the agent and get to learn more about their committees. Jessica Peg Graham, her sister, is actually our Capper Growth Committee. So she's focusing on, again, helping grow the market center and helping you to grow your downlines, specifically with agents that are already in production. Michael Rivera's career development. He is focusing on the training calendar, making sure we are always bringing in different speakers and opportunities to learn about different topics that are conducive of what you guys as our agents are looking to hear about. We want to make sure that our training calendar is very, very involved, always full of fantastic conversation. So if you are interested in contributing your feedback or sharing some suggestions, Michael's always here to listen. He works very closely with me, so we make sure that those suggestions find their way on our calendar. And then Adam Sellers is financial planning committee. So he's helping you guys again to wealth build and then also make sure you are prepared for things come tax season, giving you guys strategies obviously for your own business, but also things that you can then share with your client base as well. And they actually were a big part of spearheading the investment club that we now have. So if you guys are interested in learning about investing, whether you are new to investment, just interested in learning more, or you're actively doing it, we have a fantastic wealth building club that you are welcome to join us for. And a lot of those events are also open to the general public. So you could bring your clients as well, especially if you're working with investor clients. We'd love to have them. But yes, talk to Adam about that. You'll find these events also on the calendar. And then productivity coaches, guys. So these wonderful individuals represent the coaches here in our market center. For anybody who is brand new to real estate, we do get you guys auto-enrolled into our coaching program. Again, they're here to help you guys maximize your first year in real estate, making sure you understand what it takes to get into production, what it takes to lead generate, and helping you through that process. So they're pouring into you guys week after week, making sure you have the skills that you need to succeed, and that again, they're holding you accountable to the goals you've set. So when it comes to getting assigned assigned to your coach if you've not yet already been introduced. Michelle Amador, the one who oversees this coaching program, she reaches out to you guys over the phone, gets to know you better, your goals, your availability, and then she makes recommendations for you of our coaches on who she feels would be a great fit. And then in addition to the coach, you're also introduced to a transaction partner. That's an email from me. So look out for an email from me asking you about the transaction partner. But this is your contracts and forms expert, again, pouring into you guys week after week, making sure you understand how to fill out the contracts and forms you're using. And again, just another resource to ask questions to as well. So as you're working through deals, you're realizing this one is not like the one we talked about in class. I think I have a question. You could reach out to your transaction partner. If they are not equipped to answer that question themselves, they'll then refer you back to Tasha or to Sabra. But please, again, these resources are here for you guys as new agents just to help you to feel more confident, more secure, and really show you the ropes. We don't want you guys walking out there feeling like you have no idea what you're doing. We also don't want you guys walking out there and getting yourselves into trouble and going to real estate jail. So we have these resources here to help you guys out. Make sure that we are protecting you, protecting your clients as well. So do your due diligence. Please participate in these meetings each week with both your coach and your transaction partner. That will help you to maximize the education opportunities so that you feel the most equipped as an industry expert before working with your first set of clients. At the bottom, just some helpful resources and links, all of which are easily accessible at the top. So we're going back up. You'll find here we do have FAQ. This is just a quick tab where it's going to highlight some frequently asked questions that we get. If you are wondering who is the who on this team, who should I be reaching out to about this particular question, we're giving you a general idea of some questions we often receive. And if you just hover your mouse over that tile, it will tell you who on the leadership team is the best person to reach out to. So again, just kind of a directory, if you will, making sure you understand who to reach out to for particular topics. If you ever do have a question that is not featured here, though, please feel free to reach out to me. I usually am happy to connect you with the best person for that question if you do not already know. But that's exactly why we have the frequently asked question tab. We'll also come across this on-demand training tab. I usually hop over the About tab, but we go into on-demand training. If you click on that, you'll notice right away that it is password protected. The password for this tab is a capital B, lowercase AMC 350. If you miss that at all, it is capital B, lowercase AMC 350, and that gets you access to this tab and the following tab we'll look at in a minute. If you guys miss that information, I will repeat that password on the next screen as well. But on our on-demand training tab, I just want you guys to know, especially my dual career agents, because I know it can be very tricky trying to get some of those training opportunities in combination with your current schedule, depending on how rigid your structure or your schedule might be right now. So on the left-hand side, please know that there is an on-demand button. You can click right on that, and it actually will take you to our KW Ballantyne YouTube channel. So KW Ballantyne, we have some of our own featured posts, and these are going to be some recordings from our training events. Not First and foremost, not every training. Not every training will be on here. I do not mean to be like the bearer of bad news, but I want to make sure I'm not going to dishearten you guys later. This is going to have a lot of those recurring meetings, a lot of those recurring trainings, because a lot of times that information is updating periodically. We're getting updates from people on how things are operating or updates on how to proceed with certain procedure or processes. So if you guys are wondering, okay, great, I missed the last team meeting, but I was dying to know what's going on right now. I know Tasha was going to share something really valuable about the forms changes. So if you guys are in that position, maybe you felt ill that day, or maybe, again, your schedule just might not allow you guys to hop into those conversations, we do post those recordings right here to our YouTube channel so that you can come back and find them. You'll also find that Robin does a fantastic series as well, Real Estate Real Talk, where she's actually going in and interviewing with different agents, having some of those harder conversations to give you guys more insight as to what other agents are doing perhaps, or also just having realistic conversations about the industry nowadays. So you are welcome to take advantage of this. I will always stress that we would much rather have you guys participate live in our training events, whether that's face-to-face or online. Live participation is critical only because it allows you guys the opportunity to ask your questions in real time versus having to write them down and hope to God that you run into the person the next time you're in the office to ask them. So we are just trying to make sure that you guys have the utmost opportunity for clarification and so that you have a thorough understanding before stepping away from the training. However, we understand life happens. It is okay to fall sick and it is okay to take care of yourself. If that is true for you, you can usually find those recordings right here on the channel. If you're struggling to find a specific recording at any point in time, please email me. I usually have a lot of them accessible to me, even if sometimes YouTube will like reject my recordings. In the event, I will still hold on to it, and it just won't be posted here. So please email me if you're looking for something specific and you don't see it. I might have it and might be able to send it to you still. But yes, this is our KW Ballantyne YouTube channel. We also have access to the Scott Leroy Marketing YouTube channel on the other side here, Command on Demand. This takes you to their channel. And again, this is one we talked about actually last time that I would have met with you guys to finalize your onboarding. The Scott Leroy channel has over 1,000 videos all about your KW technology, and it's available on demand. So again, if you guys are struggling at all with, okay, how do I do this in KW Command? How do I do this in DocuSign? I can almost guarantee there's a video already out there right here on their channel, and it can be convenient for you because it's available at a time that works well for you. Again, you can get specific timely information based off of what you're looking to learn about, make it work for your schedule. And again, these videos, sometimes they're a couple minutes long, like a quick tip, or you guys can find full-length trainings that you can also reference on their page, but a fantastic resource right here for you. Below that, you'll find again some of those featured videos from Leo we already looked at, and you'll also find more information about Ignite as well. The next tab is going to be Office Resources. I'm just going to hover my mouse over this for just a split second because I find that some of these are easier to grab from the drop-down menu than once you're inside of the tab. But under Office Resources, we have advertising guidelines. So again, if you guys are new to marketing and real estate and you're like, I don't know what I can and can't have, but I know that real estate school likes to scare the crap out of you guys about making sure you're in compliance. So if you guys are very worried about what you've got, if it's good to go, especially my provisional brokers, just because usually, again, just a little more structure behind what you can and can't do. Advertising guidelines is an easy way to reference that information. You can double check some of the regulations in place, make sure that you're in good standing. You can also always go back to Tasha to double check you, make sure that the design that you're working with is approved. A reminder that you'll have to do that for your business cards. But advertising guidelines should break down a lot of the do's and don'ts. You'll also find logo files. If you select advertising guidelines, there's a drop folder with a bunch of logo files in there. So if you guys are, again, making anything for yourselves and you need to have the logo featured, there's some different color schemes, different style of different file formats as well, just to make it easier depending on what you're working on. Below that is our KW Ballantyne phone roster. So if you guys are like, oh my gosh, I love that I met this person in my Ignite class. Oh, I love that I met Lynn in Ignite, but I don't know Lynn's email, and shoot, I should have asked her for it. You guys can actually go to our phone roster. It will document all of our current agents here at KW Ballantyne. It will tell you their phone number and their email address. All you have to do is click on it. You'll find all that information, and it's in a live Google Sheet just through the web page. So as I'm updating it, adding new agents or taking anybody out of that system, you'll be able to see all that updates in real time. Also, just a side note, if you ever notice your own contact information is incorrect on that roster, please email me so I can update it for you. It should all be accurate, and I am human. I do make mistakes sometimes. Below the phone roster, though, is a concession request. Tasha actually spoke about this at the last team meeting. But if you guys are altering your commissions at all, because Keller Williams is technically the original payee before we then pay you as the independent contractor, we as your firm need to be aware of that alteration to your commission. Specifically, Tasha or Sabra usually needs to be able to sign that letter saying, yes, I am okay with the fact that they want to reduce their commission by $500. Yes, I'm okay with the fact that they want to reduce the commission by $3,000. So anytime that you are doing that to reduce your commission, especially, we need to be aware you have to have a concession letter issued that is signed by the BIC. In order to do that, click on where it says concession request. It will ask you to give us some basic information about the transaction, what you're looking to do. We can easily draft that letter and get it sent back to you guys in a timely manner. That is the best way to go about getting a concession letter issued, is by submitting the concession request through this webpage. Underneath is a do not call list. I know you guys typically know about that one from real estate school. Again, they love to tell you the legal stuff. But as a reminder, it is very important that, especially if you are cold calling, that you understand who you can and cannot call. per the request of the individual. If they have asked not to be contacted and have put themselves on the do not call list, they certainly do not want to hear from you. I hate to break it to you, but they do not want to hear from you. And if they do, they will get very mad and they will likely then try to get you guys to be fined up to thousands of dollars and also subject to court time. That is a double loss, and we do not like that. We're KW. We do win-win, not lose-lose. So we want to make sure that you guys know what you must or who is on that list so that you are not contacting the wrong person by mistake. So please, again, do your due diligence at some point this weekend or next week if you've not already. Click on where it says do not call list, guys. Walk through the step by step of how to get registered for that information so that you can see it and you can be sure that you are not calling the wrong person by mistake. But now that we've talked about those few items, I feel a little bit better about clicking on that button there for our Office Resource tab. Again, it's password protected, but it's the same password we just looked at. So it is a capital B, lowercase a, M, C, 350. I believe this is also in your new agent packets that I gave you when we met together. You should have that password written in there already. If you don't, forgive me. The Wi-Fi password is in there and it looks almost identical. You're just going to change one thing on it. As we scroll through under Office Resources, you'll see that we have some forms and checklists here. On the left-hand side, just because I know usually my agents are North Carolina licensed, maybe both, maybe South, but usually North. I'm going to click right here where it's got grid layout just because I like to look at it that way. But Sabra actually has put together Google Drive folders based off of the documents she felt she was asked for the most frequently. So if you guys are looking for a KW Ballantyne specific form, whether it's a referral agreement, whether it is a helpful handout, whether it is a disclosure about partnerships that we have, our W-9, anything that you may need to access, you can actually find it right here in the Google Drive folder, guys. Always check this information. If it is a KW Ballantyne specific form, it will be in this Google Drive folder. The North Carolina forms was the left-hand Get Forms button on that page. If you are South Carolina licensed or looking for the South Carolina equivalent, you're going to use the right-hand Get Forms button on the web page. I'll show you that real quick. So then we've got the right-hand option here for South Carolina forms. Left-hand is where we are right now for general forms. I will always tell you, you will not find your state contracts and forms in this folder. So if you are looking for state contracts and forms, that's typically available to you in your DocuSign account. So you want to go into DocuSign, you want to get into your rooms to find that information. If you start in DocuSign and you're missing key documents, I want you to check this Google Drive folder. If you start in this Google Drive folder and you're missing key documents, I want you to go back to DocuSign. Between the two resources, you should have access to everything you need. And again, if you guys are getting into DocuSign for the very first time and you're realizing it says, oh my gosh, I can't, you either don't have access or you don't have permissions to view certain forms, it means that you still have to put your NERDS ID into your settings in DocuSign. And that's that helpful video that Leah posted on the homepage, okay? So again, this will have some great handouts for you guys to look over. The middle button here is going to be Get Checklists. This actually is going to take you to a Google Drive folder that is going to have lots of fantastic checklists. I know you guys love this one. So Sabra put this together again on behalf of our agents. She said, okay, let me make it a little bit easier, especially for our newer agents because it's not muscle memory yet. I'm going to break down every single thing that you are responsible for handling as the agent for North or South Carolina, buyer side or seller side. Does not matter. She has a checklist right here in the folder for you guys to detail what tasks you're responsible for, to give you the time frame associated with that task, and then also to give you a spot where you can mark it off as completed if you want to sit there and actually check it off, just to make sure you guys have all your ducks in a row and that you do not accidentally skip a step. As you do this time and time again, you will start to feel better about the process. You'll start to know it inherently at that point, but for the time being, when it's still kind of new and I just want to double check, make sure I didn't miss anything, I don't want to get in trouble, I don't want to miss a step and have to go back to my clients, this checklist is designed specifically to help you in those moments. So lean into these resources. Again, Sabra put them together specifically for you. A little lower, we do come across the CE Shop. We do partner with CE Shop and Superior School of Real Estate so that you guys can get access to discount codes for your real estate education. CE Shop is going to be online self-paced learning, so you guys can actually go on here. It's not specific to North Carolina. I know Superior is North Carolina only. If you guys need access to, again, any state, it doesn't even have to just be Carolinas, you guys can get self-paced learning at a discount through CE Shop. They are constantly doing different promotions. They usually fluctuate their deals, but they are doing 40% off right now for anybody who needs to register for courses still. This is a great deal. You'll also find that they offer free trials. So if you've never done self-paced before and you're interested in trying it, but don't necessarily want to pay to commit to it just yet, you can check it out without having to necessarily purchase and pay for it and risk maybe a bad score in the end. This is a great way for you guys to circumvent, check it out, and try before you buy. And then at the very bottom, just as an FYI to you guys, I know this is, it used to be at the top, so I swear I did not like come across this information with a magnifying glass one day. It used to be a lot easier to find, but there is an Agent Essentials section here. Under Agent Essentials, you'll find that there's a little button that says Hot Topics. By selecting Hot Topics, what you'll see is it's actually going to take you to a folder that's full of blogs, podcasts, ebooks, videos, all different things, all of which you guys can benefit from, of course, as the agent, reading and enjoying this material, whether it's helping you guys learn something lighthearted. But not only can it benefit you as the agent, but it also can be your easy button for social media. You guys can copy the link, paste it to your Facebook, and that way, boom, I just knocked out my post for the day. I know, I will say, Jules and Leah will always be your marketing experts, but I do tell you guys, I know two things about marketing, especially in your business, is very important. You're posting regularly, whether that is, if it's not every day, it is every other day, it is 3 times a week. It is common that you are posting to your page. The other most important thing is that you're diversifying what you're sharing. So you're directing new traffic to your page rather than just sharing the same old, because eventually Facebook will tune you out if nobody else is listening. So this can be, again, your easy button because it can be hard to generate original content that frequently for those of us who plan to do social media marketing at a high level. So if you are in that boat and you are struggling one day, please lean into these resources. Again, this can be your easy button. If it's just a rainy Tuesday and you have no idea what to tell people, send them, put a link out there to a great article because they'll be like, wow, look at, they're so knowledgeable. I'm so glad that I'm following them. Look at what I got to learn from them. So just again, CE Shop has this hot topic section to benefit you as the agent, but also your client base as well. And then there is access to the Valentine floor plan. I can be totally honest with you guys. I've never known anybody to ask me for that, but if you need it, it's there. But underneath the floor plan, we do also have a fantastic section of numbers to know. These are going to be numbers that are important, but you're probably not going to be asked for them often enough to have them memorized. So when you guys are my North Carolina agents, if you're ready to get that South Carolina license, you've got the application in hand, they're going to ask you for your firm license number. You're probably not going to know that, but that is what this section is dedicated to. We've got that information posted so you can easily jot in that information, get Sabra's signature, and call it good. The other thing you'll find here is our federal tax ID number. That's important for your referrals, guys. So again, just in case you were asked for like a random number and you're like, oh, I have no idea what that is. A lot of times it's going to be something a little more obscure. It's going to be in this section here just so you can find it when you need it. You don't have to wait on somebody else to get it to you. But again, it's for those things that aren't going to necessarily become memorized. Our market center number. So when you're on Scott Leroy's page, we're 350, Wi-Fi information, things of that nature. Office calendar, if you click right on that, it will take you back to that original section. I'm not going to do that just for the sake of time. But under our More tab, I know this is a big old drop down. We're only going to talk about a couple of these items, most of which we've actually already looked at together. So I'm only going to talk about a few. When we do look down this list here, you will find that there is a section for ALC meeting minutes. If you guys ever miss sitting in on those ALC meetings and you're curious about the decisions that were made, the conversations they were having, we do take minutes at each of these meetings, especially since they're in person only. So if you want to know what conversations were had, what you can expect, you guys can actually look into the ALC meeting minutes. It's a Google Drive folder, so you can easily reference what was discussed. Below that is a prayer request form, and this is actually more of a talking point than anything. Of course, you're welcome to fill out the form. And the prayer request form is actually really just to reiterate that you guys absolutely and very sincerely are considered our family from the moment that you walk in the door. So if there is ever anything going on in your personal personal lives. If you guys are ever feeling like you're struggling, if there's ever anything more going on and there's something we can do to help you, please reach out to us. We very sincerely care for you, again, from day one. If it's something going on with family, if it's something going on financially, please just keep us aware so that we can do our part to support you. Even if it's just giving you a hug in the hallway or if it's leaning into our local KW Cares funds, we want to know how we can be here for you. So please do not be afraid to share that with us as much as you feel comfortable. We want to be able to do that for you. But under prayer request form, there's also KW Perks. KW Perks is actually a website you guys can visit. It's for insurance purposes. So again, independent contracting unfortunately does not come with insurance. So Keller Williams is partnered, I think most recently maybe with Kaplan, but they are partnered for the sake of you guys getting access to insurance plans. You can shop Marketplace at a discount. So if you are struggling with insurance, do not have current policies, need them, or maybe you guys are just looking like, okay, well, is there something better? Like I kind of hate my insurance plan right now, or it's too expensive. See if there's something out there that you guys could save on. All you have to do is plug in some basic information and it lets you shop the Marketplace just to see. Scheduling a conference room, this is probably the fastest way for you guys to go about that. It's just in this more drop-down menu. Below that is KWB firm exclusive listings. This will eventually become obsolete because it will be integrated into Command. However, sometimes you'll see that agents will take listings, but they will actually allow them to be firm exclusive prior to ever putting them into MLS, meaning that they are offering them to you guys and your clients before anybody else in Charlotte knows about this listing. So if you had a client that was interested in that property, you guys have first dibs essentially on it. And I always point this out because there may come a time you're working with buyers, you're looking on MLS, you guys cannot find anything that is matching the criteria of what they want. So if you are struggling, coming up dry, remember that we have this spreadsheet here, the KWB firm exclusive listings. It's a live document, so it's always updated. But this way you guys can easily come back and see maybe is there something that's available to you firm exclusive that's just not showing in MLS that could be the property of your buyer's dreams. So keep it in mind. Again, as people are submitting firm exclusive documentation, Sabra's updating this spreadsheet, but it's an easy way for you guys to find out property information and then contact the listing agent to find out more or to schedule a showing. Strategic vendor partners, if you are not a Facebook user and you are like, oh crap, I need to figure out who a home inspector is that I can trust, click on strategic vendor partners in that drop down. It will take you to a live Google sheet. It will show you all of the vendors currently in our program. It organizes them by industry. It makes it very easy to identify what company they're with, who our direct point of contact is, how you can reach them, what their services are, and then if they have a website, we also have that featured as well. I point this out because, again, I know it's important to give multiple quotes or to get multiple contacts for your client to reach out to. So this is an easy way for you guys to do that. Again, organized by industry. The other reason I point this out is, as I mentioned, if you guys are ever working with vendors and you're like, they are fantastic, I would love to see them be part of the program because I know that that gives them a benefit as well. They get access to 600 agents. If you guys are working with somebody, or if it's just a family friend, somebody that's worked on your personal property maybe, we would love to be aware of these vendors because we want this program to be the best that it can. So if you're seeing a sparse section, i.e. construction, we're looking at that one that's pretty lame right now, I'm not gonna lie. If you guys know somebody who's a general contractor in construction, anything like that, and you are looking to make recommendations, please do. All you have to do is let us know. Actually, we have business cards up at the front desk. One of them will say Kyrie Smith on it. All you have to do is include that vendor partner and Kyrie on an email and say, Kyrie, meet XYZ, XYZ. I really want you to, I'd love for you to talk to John, for example, say John. I would love for you to talk to John about the vendor program. Kyrie will do all the heavy lifting. He'll talk about the details. You guys don't have to know all that information. He'll offer them all the details. He'll meet with them. He'll give them an office tour. And if they are interested in becoming part of the program, he'll help them out with that process as well. All you guys have to do is make that connection. So if you have somebody in mind, please just connect them with Kyrie. There are a couple vendors in particular, like industries that we have very exclusive partnerships with. So we might not necessarily be looking for additional in that area, i.e. like lenders and insurance brokers that we are exclusive on in partnership, but many of the others, we are always looking for more. And then Outfront Magazine, again, if you're looking for an easy button for social media, Outfront Magazine is publishing every single month an entire month of social media suggestions. So all 30/31 days, they will give you a post option or post idea that you guys can refer to anytime you guys, again, are struggling to come up with original content. refer to Outfront Magazine. They've got you covered. They've given you ideas for the entire month, and all you have to do is go check and see what they are. And then below that, you'll also find discount codes for real estate education. I know we already looked at the CE shop, guys, but this is how you can also access our discount with Superior School of Real Estate. That's a long-standing 30% off. But if you want to do the in-person or online live classes through Superior for North Carolina, you can do pre-licensing, post-licensing, continuing ed for 30% off. The other important thing to note, this is not just for you guys to benefit from as the agents. You are welcome to share this information with others. They also can take advantage of these discounts, especially if it's someone, maybe your neighbor is trying to get into real estate. You can help them out. You can share this information, give them the access to a discount for pre-licensing. Your neighbor then is not obligated to join KW Ballantyne. You just bless them by giving them a discount and helping them get started in the industry. So again, know that this is something that you may take advantage of, but you may also share it with others. So that's where you can find discount codes. If you are interested in ever doing call time up at the front desk, Sue will teach a 30-minute class once a month on the first Monday usually. So look out for that. But she'll teach a class where she just goes over the basics of call time, what to expect. But if you are interested in ever doing a call time shift where you can sit up front with her, you guys can actually be up there for 3 hours at a time or more if you wanted to like do multiple sessions. But we have 3 shifts a day, 8:30 to 11:30, 11:30 to 2:30, 2:30 to 5:30. If any of those ever work for your schedule, you can come on in. You can sit at you can sit your laptop up. But basically, any inbound leads that we're receiving, you guys as the agent right there at the front, you get to take those leads. And we do get calls to the brokerage for people that are unrepresented, looking to buy, looking to sell. So if you guys want that opportunity, sit up front with Sue. It not only can be a source for leads, but also it can give you guys a better feel for the office, for the people that you're running into. So call time is a great opportunity for you guys to get acquainted and to book your call time shifts. All you have to do is click that white button and it will allow you to book time with Sue. Then we also have the marketing help and tech help buttons up top to the right. These all we've talked about together already, but again, if you guys need one-on-one marketing support, you've attended some of Jules and Leah's classes, you've got some specific questions or want to have specific coaching conversations unique to your business, talk to them in a one-on-one meeting. Click marketing help. It lets you book with them in person or online for 30 minutes. You guys can book your meeting time and then talk to them about what you'd like to see done in your business, what you're liking, what you're not liking. Talk to them about strategizing. They will be here to help support you. In addition to that, the tech help side of things, if you click that tech help button / media room training, that's Rob Miller's calendar. So again, if it's KW Ballantyne or KW specific technology, Command, DocuSign, your website, the KW app, anything like that, you guys can click tech help and that actually will take you to Rob's calendar. Again, 30-minute meeting in person or online. Sit down and have specific questions that are unique to what you're working on. Talk to Rob. He can also help you guys through with that as well. So just know that in addition to the classes that we offer, if you are looking for one-on-one support, please do take advantage. Those buttons are there for a reason, and that way you guys can have some specific help, again, in person or online, which is great, and you may book multiple. And just as an FYI, I know I mentioned it before, but Jules and Leah's help does not stop at teaching you guys how to do it. If you're looking for a leverage source for marketing, they can offer that as well. They will grow with you, so you guys can use them for concierge services and talk to them more about that as well if you're interested. But all in all, I know that was still a lot, so I appreciate you guys bearing with me, talking super fast and all the things. But that is KWB Resources. Again, I just wanted to give you guys more of a lay of the land, a feel for where things are on the site, because it is usually more than meets the eye, and I wanted you to be aware of some of those resources. But outside of that, I understand as well, it is possible that as I zoomed through all of that, that you might have some questions that you didn't get to ask. Does anybody in the room feel like they have any questions right now? Okay. We feel good? All right. All right. Anybody online, you may unmute yourself or you can drop it in the chat, but I'll give you a minute here to let me know if you've got any questions. I'll just kind of keep an eye out for that. All right. I'm going to go with no so far, but if I'm wrong, please interject. Otherwise, I wanted to thank you all for sitting through today's class, also letting me run a few minutes over. It's hard to get through all that and not talk super fast. What I will tell you guys, as always, 2 suggestions to help retain some of this information, because I'm sure it did kind of, it was a lot for a Friday afternoon, Liz. If you got my two recommendations, one, please at your leisure, whether it's this weekend or next week, go on to kwbresources.com and try to see if you can remember where things are. Just click through each tab, kind of scroll through, remind yourself where things are on the page. If you come across anything and you're like, ooh, shoot, don't remember what that password was, or I can't remember how to get to this one thing that she mentioned. I took a note on it, but I just don't know how to get there. Shoot me an email, guys. I am more than happy to help get you that information. Just let me know if you have questions. The other benefit as well to today's class is I have a wonderful recording. I will post it to our YouTube channel, just as I pointed out to you guys earlier. And on YouTube, my favorite feature, and I'm sure y'all's too, is y'all can slow me down. You can make it so I talk less fast. So if this was just like a little too much, but you're way too nice to tell me that, you could easily watch this at a better pace at your leisure. But again, just two ways to kind of go back through the same information, help it sink in, and please do not feel bad at all. Questions are natural, and I know especially the more info you take in, they come up. So let me know how I can help, even if it's revisiting something we looked at today. I'm happy to do it. But otherwise, thank you all for being here, and I will let y'all enjoy your weekend. I appreciate it.